Namaste.
Namaste.
And welcome to this practice about discovery. Exploration and experimentation provide opportunities for discovery of new knowledge. And every event is a doorway to discovery and an opportunity to live life as the most soulful expression of our creative energy. Diving deeper into the commonplace is another way of expanding and enriching our experience. We can discover new insights about our yoga practice by trying different variations of familiar asanas, fine-tuning our alignment and holding poses long enough to discover the subtleties that affect our flexibility, strength, and balance. We can enjoy our practice more because we are discovering new ways of relating to the poses. So breathe to center with a spirit of reverence for discovery. Create a sacred space, a special time for this practice. Willing to discover, reveal, and be open to new perspectives. A philosopher once said, "The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is certainty." Vajrapradma mudra is a mudra to help build unshakable trust and self-confidence. Lightly interlace the fingers and extend the thumbs upward, crossing the hands over the heart center. This enhances spiritual strength while increasing commitment and dedication to spiritual practice. There's more trust in the flow of life and in the great mystery. Life is a mystery. Be curious, explore, discover, and you will be rewarded. Since we are seated, let's hold on to the front of the knees and begin some flexion, extension, exhaling chin to the chest, navel to the spine, and then inhale, draw the shoulders back, lift the chin up, press the chest forward, and rock back and forth on the pelvis as you breathe. Complete breaths in, opening the heart, and complete breaths out, squeezing the navel to the spine. And come back to neutral spine. Walk the left hand away, lift the right arm up, reach the right arm up and over the head, or modify, as I'm doing, with the hand behind the head. So there are many options. Choose one that suits your body. Press the head back, open to look up. And when your body's comfortable, stretching deeper, lean deeper into that left arm. And come up to center. Breathe in the center for a breath. Then walk the right hand away, lift the left arm up and over the head, either stretching out straight or modifying hand behind the head. Turning to look up and patiently waiting for your body to open to a deeper stretch, leaning more into that right side. You're doing great. You can release, come up to the center. Okay. Lean back on the arms, look up and open the chest, drawing the shoulder blades in and scooping the heart up. Gradually look down and reverse the feet so the opposite foot will come in front. And then begin to walk the hands forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, melt the upper back. Relax and round over the hips, neck loose. Breath smooth and deep. Now, please lift up, recline onto your back. Have a block nearby for a supported bridge pose. Lift the knees, walk the heels up towards the buttocks, and arch the lower back. Press down in the feet and lift the hips. Slide one block underneath the buttocks or sacrum and rest on that. Take a moment to just observe. If you feel the need to change the height of the block, you can do that. Experiment. Try a different height and discover, is this more easeful? Can my breath remain calm, deep and even? We usually come out of poses when our mind gets restless, not necessarily when the body is so tired it needs to. And now you're supporting the body. By focusing on the breath, you can prevent your mind from running off, racing ahead to the next pose and the next pose. Next breath, let's remove the block and lower the buttocks down. Walk the legs out, lift the arms up overhead and interlace the hands behind the head. We're just going to walk the heels to the right, walk the shoulders to the right, scooching them over so your back is in a banana shape. Inhale, lengthen along that left side of the body. Exhale, flatten the shoulders and the hips. Take the breath into the left side of the body, expanding along the waist and the ribs, and the arm and the hip. Approach each pose as if it was the first time you've done it, with a fresh perspective and a curious, open mind. Gradually switch sides, walk the heels back, and move to the left side. Heels to the left, shoulders to the left. Inhale, lengthen down through that right leg, up through the right elbow. Exhale, flatten the hips and shoulders. Nice, easy breaths. The floor is supporting you. So you can just focus on what you're feeling. Where's your breath going? You don't have to worry about doing the pose. You can just feel the pose, learn from it. And walk the shoulders, heels back to the center. Release the arms and lift up the knees to hug knees to chest. Apanasana. The arms relaxing on the inhale so your belly can expand. And tighten the arms on the exhale. Emptying the breath out. Taking full breaths. Lower the feet to the mat and please cross right ankle over the left knee. The right knee is opening to the side for thread the needle. Your right arm is the needle. Thread it through the legs and hold the back of the left calf. Lower your head and shoulders. Feel the stretch in that right hip. Let your arms loosen on the inhale, fill the lungs, tighten the arms slightly on the exhale until you're feeling a healthy stretch. If you feel there's a better way to do this pose by modifying where your arms are, try other variations. Okay? We can cradle this right shin towards the chest. We can extend the left leg. And you can be creative. Find what's beneficial, what's serving you today. Now it's time to switch. So rest the right foot on the mat and cross the left ankle over the right knee. When your body's ready, begin to draw the right knee in towards your chest. Not only using the arms, but also using the core muscles, contracting the navel as you exhale. Again, finding whatever arm position, leg position is most effective. And now we'll rest the feet down, space the feet wide apart. And now windshield wiper the knees, twisting them to one side for a breath. And then with the next breath, switching to the second side. Lifting the knees up and then opening the knees apart so the soles of the feet are touching. You can choose whatever arm position is comfortable. You can add pressure on the inner thighs. You can also lift the feet up, thread the arms inside the legs, and hold the outer ankles. All possibilities. Another possibility is taking your strap, if I didn't bring one, and putting it around the feet to bring the tails of the strap up through the inner thighs. Get a strap so I can demonstrate these things. There, you found it. You're brilliant. Rest your feet down on the mat. Lower the feet. Good, open the knees. There. Okay, any way you want. Do you want a strap?
I've got one here.
Okay. Have this variation using the prop of the strap around the feet. That also helps open the thighs. Now, I'm going to ask you to flip over onto your stomach. Come into a prone position. Open the toes to the side edges of the mat and stack the forearms in front of the chest for crocodile pose, Makarasana. Your forehead can rest on the back of the wrists. Press the elbows down, draw them in to prevent the shoulders from pinching the back of the neck. So fullness in the back of the neck and shoulders. Breathe through the whole body. And feel where the movement of the rib cage occurs when your abdomen is restricted in the pressure of the floor. You can be more aware of the back of your body, The kidneys breathing. The back widening. The floating ribs. Swinging out like bucket handles. Transitioning to cobra pose, so we'll bring the legs together, point the toes back, hug the legs to the midline, and walk the hands underneath the shoulders or a little behind, and start to curl the head and shoulders up. Stretch back through the toes and relax the shoulders down, away from the ears. You can also move in cobra pose, turning the head or twisting the hips. And lift up to table pose and slowly push back to child's pose. You can use a block for support under your forehead so that your head doesn't just dangle. A nice calming pose to rest, to recoup, to focus inwardly. Moving inward with your awareness. At first, the mind is restless, saying, I've done this pose before, this is nothing new. But as you hold this pose longer than normal, there can be new insights, new discoveries, new ways of fine-tuning the pose to make it more pleasurable. We can have variations of walking the hands to one side, where one can stretch more on one side of the body. If you're doing one side, you're going to have to balance, do the second side. And we're going to return up, lift up to table pose. You may want blocks at the front of your mat. And begin stepping the right foot forward to a low lunge. When the right knee is above that right ankle, try moving the left knee back. And press down through the legs, lift the hands up to the front knee. Relax the shoulders, strengthen the core. You can stay and hands on the knee. You can lift one arm, lift both arms. Any variation that you choose. I'll try the hands behind the head variation. Press through the back foot so you have support to look up. Gradually release, bring the hands down to either side of the front foot. Move that foot forward a smidgen. Lift up the toes and begin to fold over that right hip. You can soften the knee on the inhale to fine-tune your alignment, balance. Straighten the knee more on the exhale. Test your flexibility. And if you discover you can go deeper, you might lower the blocks. If you discover you can't breathe at that point, you're going to have to lift the blocks higher. Really strengthen the muscles you're stretching, hug the muscles to the bone. Engage them in a way that they'll stretch evenly through the whole belly of the muscle and not just where they attach. Relax, release this side and step the right foot back. Bring the left foot through to the front. Wait until your legs are underneath you in a supportive, steady way. And then lift the hands to the front knee. Take a moment to breathe. Open to the possibility that there is something to discover. There's something here to learn. Take that inquisitiveness, that curiosity into the pose. And don't be stuck in one variation. If you want to try changing and midstream, you can. And relax the arms down to either side of the front foot. Move that foot forward a smidgen, lift up the toes and start to fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tuck the chin slightly, and on the exhale, strengthen the leg, lifting the kneecap, toning muscles. Be willing to modify with blocks as needed to preserve the integrity of the pose, to give you time to really appreciate what it's offering you. Relax and step the left foot back. Go back to table pose. And now we're going to pivot to the side, turn 90 degrees, keeping the knees on the cushion of your mat. Widen the knees as wide as comfortable. The big toes keep touching together, and then sit back towards the feet. Maintain the muscular energy of the thighs as though you're squeezing your knees in around an exercise ball. Stay upright if you choose, or walk the hands forward. Breathe your way over the hips, lowering the forehead. Remembering to maintain that muscular energy through the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, and the lower abdomen. That can relax somewhat on the inhale and intensify on the exhale. Again, if you need the prop to maintain the pose longer, use whatever is available to rest on. Very good. Doing very well. Maintaining the breath. Maintaining awareness. Focusing inwardly. To study the effect of the pose, both physically and energetically. Like trying variations, we could twist and thread the right arm under the left. Twisting to the side is one option. And if you're twisting to that side, you'll switch, thread the left arm under the right, lower the left shoulder. Now we'll lifting up to table pose, turn to the front of the mat. And lift up the knees, walking the dog. Walk the knees, straightening one at a time. And then slide the right knee forward for pigeon pose. Right knee behind the right wrist. And the knee turned out at an angle. Level the hips, and if it's possible, move the left knee back. So the hips lower down, but stay level. The head can come forward to rest on a block. or the elbows on blocks. Inhale, lengthen, straighten the spine. And on the exhale, hug into the midline with the outer hips hugging towards the core, the pelvis, the pelvic floor engaged, navel lifting. If you feel inspired to try other variations of pigeon, go right ahead. Could always add a thigh stretch, bending that back knee and pulling the heel towards the hip. And relaxing that side, we'll switch to the other leg. Step the right foot back and slide the left knee forward. Come back down to pigeon. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, level the hips, and on the exhale, fold forward. Sensing through your body as you inhale, modify where necessary. Exhaling, deepen the stretch, hugging to the core. If you want to discover that other possibilities of bending the back knee, stretching that right thigh more, you can hold the back foot, pull it inward towards the hip. Relax and release. Go back to table pose. And from here, lift the hands up to high kneeling position and hold on to the back of the hips or the buttocks. Begin to look up and arch the back. Press the hips forward, squeezing the buttocks. Relax the head back, lengthening the neck. Other variations are holding onto the heels with one arm or both. So you can try one arm, both hands. Now release, lift up, and rest back to table pose. All right. We are going to Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. If you want to, add a strap around the feet so that you can keep your shoulders back and down. Relax the shoulders, lift the head, and hinge forward over the hips. Backing off on the inhale so you can readjust things. Folding deeper on the exhale until you've found your limit. Each breath, that limit may change. Other ways to hold on would be hands under the back of the calves. Or grasping the big toes. Taking complete breaths. So there's no strain. You could hold this pose as long as you want. Discovering more with each breath. Fresh perspective. Now release and lift up to a straight back. Open the legs to a wide angle. So spread the legs. Spiral the inner thighs down. Move the sitting bones back and apart. And draw the lower back in. So sense, is that alignment working for you? Do you need to use a prop behind, like the arms, to press behind and lift up through the lower back? Press down through the thighs. And over a series of breaths, experiment with folding forward. You may want props like the blocks for under your hands, or under your elbows, or under your forehead. Let's start gradually. Be observant, curious. Imagine this was the first time you've ever done this pose. Just draw the shoulder blades down into the back, away from the ears. Try a variation of walking the hands over to the left leg. Straddle the left leg and fold in that direction. And if you're on that side, switch to the second side. Walk hands to the right, straddling the right leg and folding over the right hip. Do you discover one side is more open than the other? And lift up to a straight back. Cross the ankles in Sukhasana. And if you would like to sit on the blocks or blanket, lift up the hips so you can stay comfortable for a minute or two without rounding the back. We'll practice Nadi Shodhanam, alternate nostril breath. So, aligning head, neck, and trunk in a plumb line from the crown of the head down to the sitting bones. Okay. Good posture. And then use the one hand to alternately open or close one nostril at a time, keeping the hand high enough that you don't have to drop your chin to your chest. So the chin is level. We'll start inhaling through both nostrils and fill the lungs fully. Inhale, fill the lungs. And at the top of the inhale, close the left nostril. Slowly exhale to the right, counting to 4. Then inhale right, counting to 4. The top of the inhale, switch, exhale left, count to 4. Inhale left, count to 4. Switch at the top of the inhale and keep counting to yourself. You may discover that you can lengthen your count to 5 or 6, or maybe you don't need to. And rest hands on the knees and breathe through both nostrils. And try and sense if there's an equilibrium between the right and the left nostril, or maybe one side is more dominant than the other. Sense how you're holding your body, and soften any places that are excessively tight or clenched. Feel the touch of breath in the nostrils. If any thoughts arise, just let them float by like clouds on a clear blue sky. As you inhale, think to yourself the sound so. And as you exhale, think to yourself the sound hum. Let these two sounds fill your mind. Begin to relax and release down onto your back for Shavasana. Now, turning the lights down. And you can cover yourselves to stay warm. Stretch out, take up all the space you want. Make your body comfortable, at rest and at ease. You don't have to do anything more. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. You're exactly where you need to be right at this moment. Give your body permission to relax and rest. Thanking the muscles for all they've done today. Release and let go of any final effort, residual work that you feel is necessary. Notice if you're still holding your body. The floor is holding your body now for you, so you don't have to. You can trustfully surrender into the floor as it holds you safe and secure. Let your mind drift off to your happy place where everything is just the way you like it. A sanctuary of beauty, peace, and serenity. Now begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers, toes, awaken the muscles. And as you're ready, roll to your side. And just observe for a moment what you've discovered today in your practice, asana, pranayama, and meditation. When you're ready, rise to an easy seated position. Wonderful, fabulous, amazing practice, everyone. You are to be commended. I bow to that wonderful discovery that we make in ourselves with yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.